Here is a Bitcoin chart on November 7 with already the 5th Francis Hunt cut indicator long signal, setting up some kind of a bull flag to the 84,000 and 200k FOMO, and then probably breaking down and taking a rest. And here is the Bitcoin main chain, Sunday main chain with 1 satoshi per byte, so you can do 10-cent transactions. We don't have as much transactions in Bitcoin anymore because most real Bitcoin are locked up and held by big bag holders and big companies in the USA. So this is something which changed. While now Ethereum has the problem of the high fees and no one can transact except Elon Musk or Richard Hex. Short-term daily pump and dump in Bitcoin price, so it's only small up and down. The usual stuff, quiet before the storm. And why the people are FOMOing with Shiba Inu, crypto scam and other shit in the stonks market, worthless companies without any profit. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin Lightning Network. Because it seems that I just routed a transaction for almost 1 satoshi fee. Let's have a look. There you see my transactions. And you can see this is really a small transaction. It's only a transaction of 10 satoshi, which went through my Bitcoin Lightning node. 10 satoshi in, 10 satoshi out, and I collected my little bit smaller than 1 satoshi fee for routing these transactions between the Preston Pish, famous Bitcoin person from YouTube, and another channel. But this came maybe from further away and is going here to me, then to the other, and to another one. God knows where he is on this planet. Because this is the Bitcoin Lightning cool new digital cash network. Becoming real in a few years, it will be needed by many people in this world. When the digital currencies of the central banks will come to control you on every cent. So I can have a look at all the movements which I routed. I routed 6 transactions in my first 2 weeks, being a Lightning node. You have incoming and outgoing, so your channel has to be balanced so they can go from one side to the other side and from one side to the other of the other side. Of course, you know how this works. Maybe they were testing channels or they were paying some fees with this small amount, and I have 1,000 satoshi, 7,000 satoshi. So this is really for micro payments. My idea was to set up some $10 channels, so with 20k satoshi. Then I had to balance them to make them usable in both directions, in and out of my router. Then I have some 9 or 8k on one side and on the other side, and this makes up a $6 transaction possible. I also have some bigger channels now, but only very few. Most of them are just $10 channels. When you open the channel, first what you get is your local balance. So this is the money you put in to open a channel. So this was one of my 20k channels, and this is not yet balanced, so I have to balance it. I could send some 8 or 9k away from this. Okay, but it's sometimes this is difficult. You don't know from which channel the money goes away, so I have to choose. I have to check which are the highest local balances. This is the new channel, the highest local balance. So I could send away 14,160, and then it would go away from this one, and it would go on the other side, and the rest will stay here, and then I have kind of a balanced channel to make it usable from this side also. remote balance ingoing and outgoing money to make it usable for transactions in the Bitcoin Lightning Network. The second way to do it is to take an action and to try to make a circular rebalance. Then it would take money from your remote balances. I have some very high ones. I could try to take money from one of the high remote balances to the very low ones with such an action, a remote circular rebalancing. So this is the way you can do it in the easiest way. I don't think it's good to make it with the Lightning wallet from Async or any company, because you pay higher fees, and the game is to have the own router and to be with the lowest fees only within your Lightning wallet, which is your node. Let's check it also in the Umbrel. I can show you my channels there. You see, I sent some money out to balance some channels to the gambling site where I can leverage the rates, my 5 cent with 44x, and see them go to 0. That's real fun. And then we have the Bitcoin, of course, Bitcoin Core. Your Lightning is the second layer on the Bitcoin Core main network. Let's check the Lightning. It shows your channels and your connections, maximum send, but it always depends on the channel. You can only send from one channel the maximum amount and receive from one channel where you have your remote balance. So this depends from this. And you here can you will open the channel to create a transaction from your Bitcoin wallet to your Lightning wallet. So these were my latest openings of a channel. The one who is not yet rebalanced, a $10 channel, and here a little bit a bigger one. You also see them here, nicely balanced channels. You go down all over the world, and then you find one offline, BTC sessions once again. It's not the first time. He struggles. Oslo is offline since 4 days, so this could be dangerous. If he stays offline too long, he may lose his funds. In case you have a hardware problem with your Raspberry Pi or your disk, and you need to download the whole blockchain again to set it up again, you need too much time. You need over a month. And it could be dangerous after a week or 2 weeks to go back, and you will not be able to go back to the Lightning Network with your node. So then you could lose your funds. That's the reason why I said 1 or 2 more of these to have backups, to be capable to immediately set up another node with the same configuration like the one I have here, with the same channels and everything. So I double and triple my node, even if it's a small one. I want to be secure and to be very good in the network for the future use. So this offline time could be dangerous. We will see what happens to this the Oslo node, if he will survive, if he can lose his problem, or if it struggles and cannot go back within 2 weeks necessary to not lose the funds. So very big success for me, making a lot of money in routing transactions in the Lightning Network. Almost my second Satoshi here I gained. This was my first, and before I gave away free transactions with the minimum 0 fee and the minimum 1 millisat, 1 millisatoshi per the Satoshi of transactions. So this is the new philosophy of the Bitcoin Lightning Network. I think the 0 fees will win in the end when the mass adoption comes. because Bitcoin Lightning started with 200, 300 Satoshi fees. The first programmers used such amounts when they tried it out, but now the zero fees will win because the transaction always is looking for the cheapest route, because these transactions also only put away and give some very little money. That's the reason why I opened $10 channels, so I get some 4 or 5 cent transactions here, which I can route with a very low fee, practically for free, between the Lightning Network's nodes. So you see my November gains already almost 1 Satoshi. So you can make a lot of money in routing in the Bitcoin Lightning Network. That's what people think, but it's not the game. Companies make a lot of money, the wallet companies, async and other gambling sites or whatever. They can collect an entry fee, 1 Satoshi or even more, and they could put the second fee also very high. But this will not be the case when this will be used in mass adoptions. The yearly transaction, so this would be, you see, 6 events, 6 times I routed the transactions, almost 2 Satoshi. So this is my big gain in 2021 Bitcoin Lightning node. But I think it's more important you secure your funds, you make backups of your node, so you will lose all your channel money if you don't be prepared for any failure in your hardware. Backup your node, get another Rasputin Pi, get another hard disk to be ready, always ready to route the transactions when they are needed in reset times of digital currencies from central banks coming to surveil you, and maybe the Bitcoin Lightning Network will be the new cash of the future.